And so far, she's been right. Every funny feeling she's had about somebody, they was funny acting. Hey everybody, my name is Jade and welcome to my channel, Life by Day. Okay, so as y'all can tell by the title, this is a Get Ready With Me, and we're going to be talking about how I found my loctician and how I lost my loctician. So I'm going to do something real simple because I don't have a lot going on today anyways, and as y'all can see, my hair is just out. It's already crinkly and stuff. What I'm just going to do is straight backs. Know if you look good, you can make straight backs look good. Period. Alright, so I'm going to be talking in the midst of trying to get this together because, you know, all I got right now is water and some coconut oil, as I told y'all in the first video. If y'all ever saw it, and if you didn't, hopefully you go watch it. That's how my loctician started my hair. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna be using to braid my hair back, and then the basics. So okay, I'm gonna get started. I started my locks May 31st, 2017. Okay. Now, when I first met my loctician, what she told me was she wanted me to use her as my loctician for at least 6 months so she can train my hair. And I'm like, okay. But backstory, when I met her, it was through my brother. So my brother went to the same church as a woman whose locks my ex-loctician started. So I seen a picture of her hair, and I'm like, oh my gosh, your hair looks so nice. She was like, yeah, she did my locks. The loctician I had did my locks and my daughter's locks. I said, oh, okay. I want locks. What's her number? Got the number. Now, my mama told me, y'all remember this, my mama told me, don't go with the first person that you find, because you never know who else is out there, who has a better locking pattern, you know, all this type of stuff. Didn't listen. So she said, you know, don't go with the first person that you see, basically. Right? As I said, then I listen. So she tells me 100. I'm in school. I got a little job. It's a good little job. But she said 100. So I sit there. I talk to her. She tells me, well, no, she didn't even tell me up front how much the retwist would be. All I knew was that my initial cost was going to be $100. So get to the point where she locks my hair. Now that very first day, and I'm going to show you a picture, they were so skinny and cute. I was so happy. Like, what else? I don't know anything different. All I know is I have my locks, and that's what I wanted. The woman, like her as an individual, I wouldn't see myself around her. But then again, you know, it's certain people you won't get in a room with, or if you do get in a room with them, y'all on opposite sides. Y'all not sitting there conversing for real. And that's how it was. Like, that's the type of person she was. And like, not, I can't say not my cup of tea, but in hindsight, she really wasn't my cup of tea or my mama's cup of tea. So we're gonna call her Moonlight. So Miss Moonlight told me that she wanted to meet at the person that I met her through to get my hair done. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So go back to that house. I was there for a long time now. Again, I don't know this process. I don't know how long this process takes. I was there for a long time. She's getting my hair together. She didn't cut anything at that. Okay, y'all, so I just remembered that she did cut some of my hair, but she told me that it was a part of the process, so at that point I didn't need to be concerned. At that point, so I'm just like, okay, well, I feel like this is going to be a very natural process. She already told me all she's going to be using is coconut oil and water, and that was good enough for me because I felt like I didn't want too much product in my hair. I was really excited, and after that first time, I had to go back to school. So, mind y'all, I went to A&T, Aggie Pride. You already know what it is. Don't come from here if you're an Eagle. I'm just playing. We support everybody. HBCU is what it is. So, she told me that I wanted to come back. And I mean, I wasn't arguing with that because this is where you're based out of. You're in Durham, so I'm going to come back to Durham. So, I come back for the second time, right? Now, the second time we did it at that lady's house again. Okay? The lady wasn't funny with me. The only reason I'm here is because, like, you know my brother. So we were just using it as a spot at the point, and I'm thinking to myself, what's her shop situation? Does she not do stuff at her own home? I don't know what it is, but it wasn't none of my business. You know, you don't want to ask somebody no personal questions. You don't want to get into that stuff because that's not what you're there for. You can get your hair done and bounce. So now she did it this time, and very quick once again. We were using Dr. Bronner's. To this day, I still use that. It's a very strong product, so you don't need to use a lot of that in your hair. But that's what she was using, and I'm like, it's been working this whole time, so that's the shampoo I choose to use. When we were there, you know, her and the woman was having conversations. I wasn't really trying to be in her business. I was just trying to get in and go because she had a very, very odd vibe to her. And like I said, my mom was kind of looking at her sideways. She's just like, I don't know. It's just a feeling. You know, that there are some people in your life that got that feeling. When somebody is funny, my mama one of them people. She the person in my life that got that funny feeling, and so far she's been right. Every funny feeling she's had about somebody, they was funny acting. Third time, I was at school, and I had to come back once again on the train this time. I didn't have a car yet. And we did it at my mom's house. So she comes, and my mom, my sister, we having a family moment. We're not into drama. We don't do all that craziness. But we like certain shows. It's a reality TV show. Like, it just is what it is. It's just a show. We were watching Love and Hip Hop. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't. And mind you, no one asked her. No one asked her. But we was over here laughing about something. And she was like, oh, I wouldn't my daughters watch this and subject them to this stigma that black women don't know how to carry themselves. And they just this and that. And I'm just looking at her like,
oh, that's good for you, baby.
ma'am, I know for a fact I didn't ask. It was almost like a little jab. So the thing is, you're not about to come in somebody's home and take a jab as if you're trying to say that my mom is instilling a certain thing in us when she's not like that at all. It's a show that we're watching together that we think is entertaining and funny. So my mama was like, well, no, I don't think it's perpetuating the thought that this is right or that this is how black women should treat each other or that this is okay. It's just a show for entertainment. And she was like, well, yeah, I just couldn't do that. So mind you, she had this big old jar of melted coconut oil. And she was doing my hair, and it didn't take that long, but she was cutting my hair. Now, my mama had went upstairs for a second. I had to remove herself, like she was like, oh, I'm about to hit this woman, da da. It was nothing like that. Just a step back because people don't know what they sign up for when they say something to my mother. Watch your mouth. That's it. So she went upstairs and the lady was doing my hair, but like I'm gonna show y'all that too. This was how much she was cutting off my hair. So it was like my hair was growing. I always had problems with my hair growing. So having locks is the first time that my hair has been even on both sides. The very first time. And it's like it almost helps me embrace the journey more, like as I go forward, because I know I'm in a different place as far as the energy coming out of my head. Like that woman, somebody asked me who started my locks the other day, and I was just like, no ma'am, I wouldn't recommend her to anyone because that negative energy it carries, and you don't need everybody in your head. You don't. So back to the story. That was the third time she did my hair. Okay? Again, I'm in school. So I went back to Greensboro because that's the only reason why I was coming down, see my family and get my hair done. That was the only reason. So the last time she had that little jar of coconut oil and she had left it in the living room, and I was like, oh, Miss Moonlight, you left your coconut oil. And Mom was like, tell that woman to get her stuff out my house. I said, oh Lord. I was like, Lord, this ain't good. Not again, you feel a certain energy. You're not about to let that energy just sit in your space. So she told me to make sure I went ahead and gave that woman her stuff, and I did. Go to the fourth time I'm trying to set up for her to do my hair, because she didn't even do my hair. I'm at school, and she had told me when I had last got my hair done that I have a client in Greensboro so I can come down to you. Now she was having all these car troubles, and that was exactly why we were meeting at that woman's house, because she was having these car troubles. She didn't tell me about her living situation, and again, I did not ask. That's none of my business. It's not like she assured me that I wouldn't have to pay her to come down there, but it was just like you're offering me something, and I'm gonna take it for what it is. It's an offer. Like, you're not telling me you need nothing in exchange. That's not what you was doing initially. That wasn't what you were doing, and she knows that. So when we get to talking, because I wanted to confirm about her coming and confirm whatever, she was like, I said, hey, Miss Moonlight, can you still do my hair on this day? She said, yeah, but that's what I left out. She charged me 100 initially, right? Then my retwist was 60. So that first one, 100. The second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time was gonna be 60. That's 400. So all in all, you're gonna get $400 out of me anyways. That's why your price wasn't high at the beginning, because you know you're gonna make that back on the back end. And again, me not thinking, me just wanting my hair done, I said okay. So get to the conversation we were having through text, cause it turned into a conversation over the phone. He told me I'm gonna need gas money to get down there, and I'm like, I could afford to give her gas money, but what I'm saying is, why do I have to give you gas money when you told me you was coming down here to see someone else? How much money are you really trying to get out of the situation? Her, I said, well, Miss Moonlight, I understand that you might need gas money to get down here, but the price you're charging for my retwist is already steep, being that you initially charged me $100 to start them or whatever. And you know, that's just me being honest. You know, you gotta speak up for yourself, especially when you have a, and I'm not gonna say adult, like you're not technically an adult at 20, but people know what they're doing. Like when they're trying to manipulate a situation and make it seem like it turns into a respect thing, when you really just trying to make sure you getting yours and make sure you're being treated fairly. Like, you're not about to manipulate the situation and act as though I'm not asking you a fair question, because it was a fair question. She says the price is steep. That was the last text she sent me, right? So as I'm typing back, because again, I'm not trying to offend nobody. My mama ain't raised me to be rude to my elders, because she was an elder child. She calls me and she's like, my prices are steep. I said, yes, but what I'm trying to say is that the difference, before I can get out my full sentence, she said, well, I've been doing this for 30 years. So when you sit here and you try to tell me that my prices are steep, I know my worth. I know how much work I've done. I know where I'm at this point in my career of being a loctician. Da, 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 da. I said, oh, oh my God. She was triggered and upset at me. Now I'm thinking to myself, ooh, that energy she felt had merit. And not to say it didn't prior to that, because it did. You know, like I said, you can feel certain things from certain people. You told me that if my prices are too steep for you, you need to go find somebody that you can afford to do your hair. And it's so funny because she, it's just like that mama daughter thing. Like, you already know what you trying to tell your daughter, and she did not listen. When your child comes to you and tells you, mama, this happened, and they're just looking like, well, didn't I say that was gonna happen? Didn't I say that? Like, so I knew it was gonna be something like that, and I was just like, I'm not in the mood to even tell her that this even happened. But what I did was I went ahead and did my own hair that time. Then when I went back down to Durham, I told her. And she's over here looking like, no, she tried to play with you because she knows that you're just now getting into adulthood, and she knew that she couldn't say nothing like that in front of me before she left, because she would get some bite back from my mama, of course. But you waited until it got really close to almost the time where I would not be desperate, but not knowing anything about locks, and you telling me you gotta do my hair every single month, and it was that time of the month. What else did you think I was gonna do? Not address it. That's what you thought I was gonna do, was just say, okay, how much, and keep it pushing. And I don't even know if she ever even had another client in Greensboro, y'all. I'm gonna get done with this story before I get done with my hair. But that's alright, because y'all gonna see the results, honey. Because I'm gonna put on my little skin oil. I'm gonna put on my little earrings. I did my edges, and I don't even do my edges, so please don't dog me out, because I don't do my edges. But I just wanted to show a simple little look that I felt like I could accomplish on a Saturday. So yeah, so this is the irony of it all. My mama had a storage unit for like all this extra stuff. So she sees this person with like mad stuff outside, like mad stuff. Now mind you, the people that worked at that storage unit was talking about this woman. And they said, oh, she stays late, she's out here, she sleeps in her car, and she stays on the property after hours, and she thinks that we don't know. But we've told her a couple of times that you can't, you can't be here all night long. Like, you can't do that. So when they was talking about her and describing her, because some people got a few characteristics that you can link to them. It's not that hard. So they was talking about the woman. And mom was just like, is her name Moonlight? And they said, well, we don't wanna give out anybody's information, but yeah. Like, it was that funny because again, when you exude this negative behind energy to several people in several different ways, how else do you think that you're gonna be referred to? The icing on the cake of that irony is that she saw her. That was a woman that had all this stuff outside. And I'm just looking like, see now, there was no happy ending to the story of her not having a place to be. Because that turned out to be what it was. She didn't have a spot to be. She had a broken down car. And that's where she was at with it. And it's like, I don't know how negative I would be towards people if I was already in a bad situation. And it's not like, oh, you're in a bad situation because you're a negative person. Like, that may not have been the cause. It could have been several causes to why she was in that situation. So again, that's not like a plus side to the story. Even if you were rude to me, or even if you tried to, get one up on me, that was the messed up part. But yeah, my mama could have definitely took a whole nother route and just been like, why would you talk to my child like that, all this stuff. But she didn't do that. And I know that she was going through so much, but again, that was a really bad first experience to try to start my locks. It really was. She would be the last person I would ever want in my head again. For real. And I mean, it's a lot of people I don't want in my head. She's the last. Like, that whole experience could have been completely different had she just acted different towards me. But it's alright. Because my locks are still beautiful. They're still growing. I put a lot of time and energy into my hair. My mama put so much time and energy into my hair growing up, so it's just like now it's like taking care of my own hair. It's different. It's different. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's not as tight and pretty as I wanted to show y'all. That's okay. And for you makeup gurus and you little beauty gurus, don't talk about me. Because I'm not that. I'm just a beautiful black woman doing the basics. Okay? The basics. I'm gonna take it off a little. I need to lay this head flat. I'm gonna do that when I go to sleep. But let's see. Okay. I don't do these. Ooh. Lord, I'm gonna stop turning to the side. Like I said, I'm gonna do all that. So that's literally just getting the eyebrow look. There we go. There we go. I hope you have a good day. I hope y'all enjoy my little story. And I hope y'all not clowning my edges. I hope y'all not. If you have tips, just help me out. I would appreciate it more than the laughs. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. And I hope y'all are getting through tough times. If you are living in Texas or living in Louisiana, I'm sure you have bigger things to do than watch this video. But I pray that everything is getting better for y'all. And through this whole pandemic, I hope y'all are all getting by the best y'all can. Stay prayed up, stay with your family, and stay safe. Thank you for tuning into my video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you come back. See y'all.